Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. We are live once again. Tonight is Surviving Romance, and I have a cooking challenge. It was inspired by one of the members of the Sunnies, and I have been dying to do this one since it came up. What's going on? The only Vault Girl, once known as Pisces Queen. Welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you. I have no idea what I'm supposed to call you now. Hang on a second. Let me turn this dang thing off. I'm trying to be a good husband and do some dang dishes. But tonight is a $10 cooking, basically it's a $10 cooking challenge. And I will get you all caught up to speed. What's going on, Mike G? I'm going to knock this dang thing over yet, okay? But basically, tonight, it is so good to see you, Mike. Give me Ashley, that's a good name. That's a good, strong name. I love that name, Ashley. Strong name. Love it. Okay. Today is going to be kind of an unusual live stream. It is going to be, or vulgar. Okay, either one. I tell anybody, I don't care what you call me, as long as you call me when it's time to eat. I love food. That probably shows in these live streams. Princess Faye is at work right now, so when she gets home, she'll have dinner waiting for her. But tonight, basically, tonight I get to do basically a ramen noodle dish of my own design. And in a nutshell, what it boils down to, yeah, she's doing 1,000 times better, 1,000 times better. Chicken noodle soup did the job. It's just, one of the things that happens. It happens, people get sick. It was just it's just a little stomach thing going on. Well, it started off with a migraine and then it turned into her stomach, and she was throwing up and stuff like that. So I got her some, I made some homemade chicken noodle soup, and she's doing 1,000 times better. So what's going on, Queen Bee? Hey, Queen, just out of curiosity, Queen Bee, did all of a sudden when you were live streaming, did you notice a like just automatically show up that wasn't there before? I'll give you 2 guesses who it was. The first one doesn't count. Lurky turkey. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. It's so good to see everyone. Tonight is a special live stream. We're probably going to see a lot of my friends. Well, I snuck over there while you were streaming Star Wars and dropped it, and I dropped a like. I dropped a like for you. I sneaky in. I've been so busy these days with some of the new streaming, some of the stuff that we've been doing, I've been so doggone busy. I haven't been able to even drop anything in the chat. So I usually kind of go lurky turkey. Are you loving that game? Oh man. Well, I got to get some new video footage for the opening and the end, kind of like the introduction, but you've got a video coming specifically for you. I'm now that I got the new capture card, I'm going to go back and redo some of those old videos where I went in and was doing game theories on Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Vault Girl, I need to tell you that I've been streaming Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but now we got a new capture card, so it'll be streamed in higher quality than ever before. And you said you were stuck. You were stuck on that game, and once we get this one little cord is all it's going to take, and we could stream directly from the Switch. When that happens, which that was actually a donation, that was a big donation. So when that happens, we're going to go live one night as soon as we get this one cord, and once we go live, we're going to basically play. I'm going to basically continue through that game, go from beginning to the end, so you'll be able to see how it's done. But I did a 10-hour live stream the other night. Well, about a week ago, I did a 10-hour live. Well, the main part was about 10 hours. So you'll actually see some interesting techniques. The one technique I will tell you that you definitely want to learn is basically when something's coming in, to strike Link, the ability to knock that shield back. Of course, I can tell you where to get the best shield in the game. So, yeah, I seen Mikey G in here last night. I got a Discord phone call from Mikey G. We had an interesting conversation. It was a real good conversation. I enjoyed it. But I'm going to basically start showing everybody kind of those little secrets that I learned in the game. And we're going to go back through, my main save file. And I'm going to show how to do, basically where certain things, basically go and do some. He changed his pick on us, huh? And I'm going to show some different cool stuff that might surprise you with that. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to get back into doing some of the game theories on it. I need some good recorded content, but we're still going to continue our lives, most definitely. I mean, anymore, that's where the action's at here on the channel. But tonight is going to be an interesting night. I got a cooking challenge. It was kind of laid before me, but at the same time, it was inspired. It was kind of one of those things. We were talking, and then next thing I know, I had this idea, and I told the person, I said, "You've inspired me on a live stream, a cooking live stream." She's like, "Oh, really? What is it?" I said, "I'm not going to tell you until we get closer to time." And basically, how is the little one? She is bebopping around here somewhere, but she's been playing, and every time I go to work on any Legend of Zelda stuff, as soon as she sees Ganon, she runs. Yeah, little Zelda runs for the hills. It's hilarious. But tonight is going to be basically a cooking live stream. And in this live stream, basically I got to take ramen noodles, turn it into a really delicious dinner for two, and then I was not allowed to spend more than $10. And I did just that. Now, I didn't count taxes because it's taxes, but basically I went over to Dollar Tree and got all my ingredients together. And this is not, it was bought cheap, but it's good ingredients sort of thing. So, we're now, so I'm going to wait till about the 10-minute marker. And then I'm going to start, the action's going to start happening. But basically I had to get a bunch of stuff together. I spent the last couple of hours kind of piecing everything together, getting ready for this particular live stream. And it was definitely interesting because some of this stuff I would actually normally make myself. Ridiculous, isn't it? I love ramen noodles too. And I'm actually going to talk some history about ramen noodles tonight. It's going to be really interesting. I think you guys are going to get a big kick out of this one because if there's one thing I love doing is when I do cooking live streams, I love going into detail and kind of giving some knowledge that most people would be shocked to know. It's just one of those things, when where did this food come from? Why do we eat this particular food? Why do we cook it this way? And sometimes I get curious enough, I'll look into the history of it. Like when we did what was it? Welsh rarebit or Welsh rabbit. It just depends on how you want to pronounce it. And it's a very old dish. And I had to do all my homework on it. And some people were like, no. Yeah. And they thought it was really interesting. So, and I even gave the person all the knowledge and they're like, wow, I would have never guessed it. Wow. And you get curious about some of these dishes. So, tonight's definitely going to be an interesting live stream, and I'm going to have a lot of fun. Even get to use something I've never used before. We're going to actually use coconut oil, but more about that here in just a bit. So we're getting close to that marker time. I am going to grab me some coffee. I got to have some coffee tonight because work was interesting today. Work was definitely interesting. They're getting ready. I think they're getting ready to take my backup guy out of maintenance and and I've got to train a new backup guy because it's always something with him these days. I mean, I understand, he's young and that sort of thing, but still yet, we got work to do, and, I had to have that important conversation about our department, work and maintenance as, we're the best of the best. You don't get any better than us. And in some cases, we know things that the managers don't know. So we got to look at it, and when you try to get upset and want to compare us to the other people that we work with, you can't. It's comparing apples to oranges at that point. And, so you got to look at it in the sense that we're different. So because we're different, we are treated different. We're held to a different standard. And I had to have that conversation with him. And he got it. He got it. He's just a young man. He doesn't he didn't fully get what he was getting into, I guess. And I thought I explained all of that, but it is what it is. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Alrighty, so let's get this party started. We're at that 10-minute marker. And basically, as I said in the beginning, this is going to be a ramen noodle challenge. Basically, I have to take ramen noodles and turn it into a dinner for two, and it has to taste good, and I was not allowed to spend more than $10. And I went over to my local Dollar Tree over in Farmington, Missouri, and the folks over there, wonderful people, fantastic people. So the people over at the Farmington Dollar Tree, when they see me come in, they know I'm up to something. It's either going to be some sort of craft. There you go. I like the name, Breaking Insanity Cycle. I like that. Welcome to the live stream. Okay. So I love the name. Love that name. Amazing name. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take these packages of ramen noodles and we're going to turn this into basically a nice looking. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome to the live. But basically, we're going to take these packages of ramen noodles and we're going to turn these into a fantastic dinner for two. And like I said, I only spent $10 minus tax because taxes vary wherever you're at. Okay, so it's just one of those things. So you can't really, it'd be more or less. So we just count the items. So I went over to the Farmington Dollar Tree and picked these up for $1, 5 packages. Okay, more than enough for good size appetites. For dinner for two, or if you're that hungry, I guess you could eat it all yourself. I don't know. Okay, so let me also real quick while I'm thinking about it. For those that do not know, ramen noodles have dark origins. I guess you could say kind of a. This is oftentimes when you think of ramen noodles, you automatically think of people in prison, or you think of very poor times. And the irony of that is that these were designed in China. Whenever Mao Zedong, basically he wanted his people to come up with a food that basically was shelf stable, and he had to feed a hungry population. And let me explain. At the time when these were created, China had just went through 2 world wars and a communist revolution. So the populace was near starvation at that point. And which, in a lot of ways, most people don't know, China is still suffering from that communist revolution. So, in the midst of all of that, Mao Zedong basically kind of ordered these into existence. Now, here in the United States, ramen noodles are usually deep fried in a palm kernel oil, which is not very heart healthy. Because of that, I never use these flavor packs, because this is nothing but salt anyways. So we're already using something that's been cooked and something that's not heart friendly. So be expecting when I open up the packages that these do not get used in today's recipe. So by all means, if you really like them, fine, that's you. But for the purposes of health, because I want Princess Faye and I to live as long as we possibly can, we won't be using this, but we will use salt. In this particular case, from the same Dollar Tree, I got lucky enough to pick up, there you go, that's what's up. I got lucky enough to pick up at the same Dollar Tree, the same exact Dollar Tree, pink Himalayan salt. And we got the fine stuff, and that will be added to the cooking water instead of the flavor packs. And we are going to use all 5 ramen noodle packs. Now, once these are cooked to perfection, or as happily as I like them, all Also, bear in mind, we will be using, we're going to need some sort of a protein. We're going to need a protein with this. Now, I could have went over and I could have bought some of the cheap cut meats that they have. There you go. We could have bought some of the cheap cut meats, but I've tried some of their meats that are frozen. What's going on, Miss Kelly? I'm actually kind of going through the ingredients list right now. Let me run through the bases real quick. From Dollar Tree over in Farmington, Missouri, I picked up a package of 5 ramen noodles, $1. Okay, that's the first dollar for this dollar challenge. The second part of this, we have pink Himalayan salt. We will not be using the flavor packs that came with the ramen noodles. Those are right. There you go. There you go. Now, from here, what we're going to need is we're actually... There you go. That's what's up. All right. All right. Good to see you, Midnight Cool. All right. From there, we will need a protein to go with this dish because I like my one-stop shops. Now, the protein that I've selected is going to be your dark red kidney beans. Now, these will be drained, and then something interesting will happen, but we'll get to that in a second. From there, we'll be using these mushrooms, okay? These particular mushrooms, again, we'll drain these, and then the red kidney beans and the mushrooms will go into my cast iron skillet with a little bit of coconut oil and some more pink Himalayan salt. We will then sweat a lot of the moisture out, intensify the flavors, and then when it's all said and done with, we will then add these on top of the ramen noodles with some imitation bacon bits. Now, normally I prefer to use real bacon bits that I make myself, but Dollar Tree doesn't carry bacon for me to do this. Just trust me, it'll be all right. So mushrooms are really good, okay? They cover that area between meat and vegetable, okay? So if you don't like a lot of leafy green if you don't like vegetables, this will cover you. Mushrooms are great. They're good for you, okay? Then we've got some homemade bacon. Well, we've got some bacon bits that are not homemade, I'm sorry. They're real imitation bacon bits. Anyhow, I wonder how many people are going to get that. So from there, we will then add that to the top of everything, along with some black pepper. But before we even begin putting this all together, I'm going to coat the ramen noodles with a little extra flavor. Right. There you go. There you go. I like that. Okay. And then basically part of the flavoring for the ramen noodles, we'll be using a balsamic vinaigrette. Now, again, normally I make this myself, but again, Dollar Tree does not carry balsamic vinegar, and they don't carry the type of oils that I typically use. Well, they do carry an olive oil blend. And when I read it, it was canola oil added to it. And it's like, well, that loses all the health benefits of olive oil. So no. I love you guys. You're awesome. And normally I don't advocate using this, but I got, the canned Parmesan cheese. So I don't normally advocate that, but you guys get it. Basically, that is 9 total items that we'll be adding to this dish, which brings us to $9. And that means that I had just enough money to buy a bottle of soda. So there you have it. This is the ingredients list. Let's get to work. Okay. So I'm going to move y'all right to where y'all could get a good look at how I'm working on everything. First thing we're going to need. All right. You got, yeah. I've got my 8-quart stock pot here. Now, we're not going to fill this all the way, but we're going to fill it a good way up. Remember, pasta needs room to work. So it just made sense to me. Actually, if you don't have an 8-quart stock pot for pasta, something like this will still work. All right. Which I'll probably go, well, no, screw it. No, I won't. All right. So let's get this bad boy filled up. Now, also I want to say that, that if you will, I know it's going to sound strange, with this particular ramen noodle dish, think spaghetti, okay? And sometime I'm going to have to do real spaghetti again, really good stuff. I promise you, you get a kick out of it. It's kind of, and some people think it's kind of different, you know? What's going on? Think different. I turn around and say they think it's kind of different, and who shows up? None other than Think Different. That's what's up. That's what's up. It's good to see you all tonight. Let's get this party started. Now, first thing on my list that we're going to do, we're going to bring this up to a nice boil. Then, once this comes to a boil, we're going to begin using our pink Himalayan salt. I actually make a bacon-flavored vinaigrette. And we may have to do that again sometime. Of course, I also make my own, honey mustard salad dressing, too. Y'all are lucky the wife lets me out of the house. It's good to see you all tonight. I think this is going to be an interesting live stream. Currently, right now, we have a grand total of, well, I see 6 people. We may have more than that in the actual live stream. But we have members of the Sunnies in, right. We have members of the Sunnies here. We have members of the gaming community here from YouTube. People that do all different, from all different walks of life. Again, this just goes to show that the Maverick Nation is one of the most diverse groups here on YouTube, and we are a force to be reckoned with. Now, real quick, because I knew I was going to need some black pepper. I hope y'all won't think this is cheating. We'll put this up, and I'll grab out. Well, I think I'm going to. We may actually end up using it, but I already got one that I've been using already. I didn't buy it the same day. Because I use fresh ground black pepper. Oh, snack time. Okay. Well, we may end up having to use that anyways because I can't find my pepper grinder. That's okay. Screw it. All right. So, currently right now we're getting our. No, I didn't. I got them rolled up. They were down earlier, but I got them rolled up. Son of a gun. Oh, I'm getting too old to bend down like that. Gosh darn. But anywho, and then once we get the pot, the ramen noodles cooked to what I consider perfect, the next part of this will be we will. Oh, yeah, it worked again. Let's say you work a lot. Think different. Now, this will look like it's a lot of salt, but it's really not. I want this up to about the taste of seawater, okay? And again, I'm going to say, treat your ramen noodle like you would real pasta, okay? Even though it technically is real pasta. Treat it like treat it like your regular durum wheat pasta. The reason why you treat it like that is because of the fact that regular durum wheat pasta, the only time you can, I roll them down for a little while, then I roll them back up and just kind of, it got real humid at work earlier today. My goodness, it got hot. So that's why I rolled the windows down, but it didn't start raining until I was already home. And then I just went out and rolled up the windows, so it was nothing. That's right, al dente. But the only time you could truly season pasta, to get the salt, the salt to bring out the flavor of pasta, because pasta without salt is just dead. I mean, it's no good. So the only time to truly get it. That's what's up. I love food. But the best time to season your pasta, to get the salt in it is at the very, put it in the water. Okay? Don't wait till after the fact. It just bounce off. Okay? You just can't, it just won't work. All right. So enough with that preaching stuff on that. All righty. Again, we're just trying to bring this up to a boil, which it is getting ridiculously close. And normally on something like this, what I would actually do is I might crush up garlic and roll it in an extra virgin olive oil. There you go. Okay. Working out. That's what's up. Normally, what I would do in this particular... You're back? Welcome back, Queen. Missed you. You were gone for like ever. I counted. All righty. Again, we're going to use all 5 ramen noodle packs, but we will not be using the flavor packs. We already got salt in there. That's why we got the pink Himalayan. Now, normally, if I'm doing just a basic dish, I would use just kosher salt, which I could have gotten, but we were running low on pink Himalayan anyways, so it just made sense to go ahead and pick up, so that's why we got the pink Himalayan. I was running low anyway, so it just worked out. So basically, I was also thinking for future cooking. All right, so we're now at that point where I feel comfortable enough to start throwing the ramen noodles in. Again, these cook extremely fast, and they're great for whenever you're using. You just don't feel like doing a whole lot of cooking. Throw them in the nuke away. Throw them in a bowl with some water. Nuke them. And so we're going to add these in. Again, I'm not using the flavor packs for this particular dish. Another one that you can all do, ground pork. Saute that with some green onions. And then once everything's brown and colored nicely, put over the top of ramen noodles and maybe add a splash of soy sauce with it. And then afterwards, throw on some more fresh green onions. Give that a try sometime. Amazing, amazing. What's going on, Simon? We're underway. We are underway with this. Again, I'm not using the flavor packs. We got a cinnamon streusel cupcakes. That does sound nice. Sounds amazing. But you know me. I would love to bake something like that, but Princess Faye will not let me bake. It ain't a happening. It ain't gonna happen. She won't let me. Well, she'll let me bake bread. That's about it. She'll let me make bread. We need to do that. Bake up some bread sometime here on the live. Y'all would like that, wouldn't you? Baking some bread? Bake up some bread in the live stream sometime? We'll do that. Oh, your mama made it. Ooh, then it's got to be good. Welcome back, Kevin. Got so many wonderful people in the live stream, all different walks of life here with us tonight. All 5 ramen noodle packs are in. Banana bread? Oh, that does sound nice. My mom makes an amazing pumpkin bread. Just for the record, I've been working up to making my own pumpkin bread, but that'll be in the future. All right, so I'm going to grab out my spring-loaded tongs, okay? For the record, my spring-loaded tongs, they work in a pinch. We're going to move these around a little bit until everything starts kind of loosening up. And we're basically going to leave that from here. All right. We're just going to let it cook. That's what's up. All right, I'm gonna grab out my trusty old colander. I'm not kidding you. I've had this dang thing for years. Just like the handle on my life, one of the handles actually broke off, but I've used this thing and it has never failed me. So we're gonna set this up over in the sink. that I cleaned out a while ago. See, things happen whenever, things happen when you guys aren't and the camera's not on. Things still happen here on the channel. I'm always in production, always in production. That's one of Queen Bee's favorites, that my tongs, they work in a pinch. That's one of her favorites. There we go. See, amazing how ramen noodles cook up so fast. Be careful not to overcook them when you've got them on the cooktop like this, because they can go extremely fast if you're not careful. So do be careful. Do be very careful with that. And again, for our sauce. For our sauce, we will be using a balsamic vinaigrette. Again, normally this is stuff I would make anyways, but for the purposes of the video, for the purposes of the live stream, I didn't, okay? Also, something else you guys can try. Get some sesame oil. Get some sesame oil, and the moment these would be done, throw them in a cast iron skillet with some sesame oil and lightly fry them. Pull them out and then add whatever toppings you want. Normally, I might actually add, again, balsamic vinegar and some crushed garlic and maybe some toasted almonds and some Parmesan cheese and call that dinner. Amazing, amazing if you've never had something like that before. Of course, I also do that with regular spaghetti too. That's amazing too. Again, the folks at work always, some of the guys at work will start teasing me saying, "What the hell do you think you are? Some sort of crazy chef?" Yes, I do think I'm crazy. And occasionally I do some serious cooking. All right, at this point, my ramen noodles are pretty well where I want them. I've turned down the heat. We're going to let them coast for a couple of moments to where I feel very comfortable with them. You guys are awesome. See, I got all the... Hey, love you too, Kevin. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. It's so wonderful. And again, Princess Faye is stuck at work right now. But the moment she gets home, she's got dinner waiting on her. Now, how many times I got to say it, guys? If she's worth it, you'll do it. And I mean, I'll say it again and again and again. Or it is a new age. Whatever your role is, husbands. And I say that in a generic sense. Husbands, if she's worth it, you'll do it. Okay? Hands down, bar none. If she's worth it, you'll do it. And cooking like this it's as simple as falling off a log. Promise. All right. So we're going to go ahead and drain these out. But just like a good pasta, we do not rinse the noodles unless we're going to put them in the refrigerator or we're going to do something different. We want the loose starch on it to help the vinaigrette adhere to it, because we're going to be adding flavors. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this good and drained out, and we're going to add this directly to this particular bowl right here. Now we're going to return the colander right back to the sink because we're going to need it again. Going to have to rinse it out real quick. Now again, I'm going to turn the camera where you could get a good look at it to the best of my ability. There's our cooked ramen noodles. They look great. But again, we're going to be adding some flavor. Now, as I said earlier, I've got a balsamic vinaigrette that I picked up from Dollar Tree the same day. This is part of the $10 cooking challenge, dinner for two. All right. So we're going to take our balsamic vinaigrette. We're going to shake it up because it is a vinaigrette. Basically, the oil and vinegar will separate. So shake it up real good. And this will help keep the noodles from drying out. All right. So you definitely want to do that. We're going to add a little bit in. We're going to give it a stir, kind of stir it around a little bit and start getting the process. You'll see it take on an interesting color. Again, food does not like violence. Food does not like violence. So be gentle. Be gentle with your noodles. There we go. That looks amazing so far. Smells wonderful. We're still working on that smell-o-vision here on the Prince Magnum channel. We're not quite there yet. Don't want to take this too far, though. And even right now, we could even serve it up right like this, and it would be just fine. It'd be just amazing. But we're going to add just a dash more, I think. Yes, we're going to add a dash more. I want good, strong flavor to go with this. Also, for the record, there are a lot of people here in the United States that will take good pasta and they will ruin it because they're too busy worrying about the sauce that goes on the pasta instead of worrying about the pasta itself. That's like, getting excited about the ketchup and burning the burger, Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Midnight Cool. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, if you were here right now, I'd feed you. There we go. And please note, it's not even really, coming apart like you normally expect with ramen noodles. It is a little bit, it's soft, but it's not that bad, And again, we have done our job. The biggest part of this job is making sure that we don't douse it to the point where there's a whole lot in the bottom. So we have just dressed enough, okay? Dressed just well enough for the occasion. Now, so we're good there. Looks amazing. And flavor's fantastic. I can live with that. Now, the next part of this, we're going to set this aside. That glass bowl will keep everything warm for a good while, all right? So the next part of this, we're going to come over here and we're going to grab out our red kidney beans. And I'm a big fan of canned goods. Keeps on the shelf for many, many years. And I don't know why people will sometimes turn their nose up at canned goods. Welcome back, Mike G. Good to see you, buddy. Canned goods are amazing. They're wonderful. So we're going to break open into our can of red kidney beans. Get this bad boy open. Now, if you guys need to come on down, we'll, front door's open. Guys, come right on in. All righty. The next part of this challenge, we need a protein to go with this dish because I do like my one-stop shops. So we're going to come back over here to the sink and we're going to use our colander. And we're going to dump everything out inside the colander, all right? Which you guys really can't see what the frick I'm doing. But we're going to try it anyway. So right over there's the sink. And we've got our red kidney beans inside of the colander. We're going to hose them down. Rinse these off real good, okay? Rinse them off real good. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to grab our mushrooms. We'll pop them open in with the red kidney beans. And we'll save that jar for pickling later. Right. That's awesome. And we're going to rinse these off as well. All right. So there we go. This will be the main topping for our for our pasta now. Because again, even though this is ramen noodles, we're treating this like a pasta dish. So we're going to get our cast iron skillet up and running here. I'm going to turn it to we're going to turn it to a nice low setting. One of the large burners on our stovetop, which we're going to come back over here. We're going to let it warm up a little bit, just a little bit. And we're going to crack open some coconut oil, because we need a cooking medium. Hey, I understand, Mike. I'm just glad you were here. I'm just very glad you were here. Thank you for being here with me. Which Mike G and I had a wonderful conversation on Discord yesterday. He said some things that truly inspired me. And I want to, right here in the live stream, Mike G, I want to thank you for that wonderful conversation. You have definitely inspired me to think outside the box, to keep doing what I'm doing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that phone conversation. It meant the world to me. Okay, now as our cast iron skillet starts warming up, we're going to need something to dish out our coconut oil. But I do not want to, I don't want to do anything till it's warm enough to my liking. Bear in mind, I don't want to go too terribly far with the heat because this is more of a sweat. What is a sweat? It's driving off the excess moisture. These are candy products. So we need to drive off some excess moisture, but you don't want to bring on any color. Hey, you did. You helped me out a lot. You gave me something. You gave me some stuff to think about. So from here, the plan is that we're going to basically do a sweat, and that requires a little bit of cooking oil, which this is where our coconut oil comes in, and some pink Himalayan salt will be added for flavor. Now, again, we don't want to go terribly far with all of that, but once that we get the, a little bit of moisture driven off, and it's, got a nice, it's got a nice flavor, things like that, we'll get these out and then start kind of looking at putting things together. So you guys will see how that comes together here pretty soon. All right, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So we're going to go ahead and immediately dump our red kidney beans and our mushrooms directly into the cast iron skillet. Now, please note that is an awful lot of sizzling. There you go. There you go. That's an awful lot of sizzling. I really don't want that much sizzling at the moment, but it is what it is. We'll worry about that in a second. Don't panic! We're going to add a couple of spoonfuls of coconut oil. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, aren't you going to measure it out? I know what I'm looking for. It's one of those things you ever see those professional cooking shows. You don't see them measure much. Well, that's because they know what they're looking at. They've gotten so used to doing it, they don't even think about it anymore. So I want to coat these up with the coconut oil. Now, remember, the coconut oil is here because it's not that bad for you. And on top of that, this is a cooking medium. Basically, it'll allow the heat to go into the food faster, okay? Which is one of the reasons why deep frying is so great, because of the fact that it cooks fast. So now that I've got this all coated up, we're going to come over here. I've got my coconut oil in there. It smells amazing. We're going to grab our pink Himalayan salt, and we're going to add some to this. We're not going to go crazy though, okay? Because guess what? This already has quite a bit of sodium in it, some salt already added. So we're going to go real light. Again, don't get crazy with it. Don't get crazy. And don't baste yourself. So we're going to stir this around, get the salt stirred around and melted down, infused with the food. We're going to turn it down a little bit more. I don't want it too high. I don't want to have that high sizzle, okay? But again, we're just looking to drive off some of the excess moisture. Amazing. And again, you'll start seeing it take on a nice smell. It's wonderful. And even for fun, we could even add some of our balsamic vinaigrette to this if we wanted, here in just a bit. We could do that if we wanted. Nah, that's not necessary. Okay, so there we go. Okay, that's had a nice sizzle. Now I'm going to bring you guys over so you can see what's going on. Doesn't that look amazing? Doesn't that look amazing, guys? Perfect for when your sweetheart. What's going on, Carla? Welcome to the live. We are now on the home stretch of our dish. We're just doing a light sweat right now to our red kidney beans. This is a $10 cooking challenge, and the main ingredient is ramen noodles. We've already cooked up our ramen noodles, and we've used olives will work too. Olives will work too. Currently, right now, I've got some mushrooms, more or less just jarred mushrooms, red kidney beans in for a light sweat. For our cooking medium, we used coconut oil, and we used pink Himalayan salt. When we cooked up our ramen noodles, which this is a $10 ramen noodle challenge, at the end of all of that, just hand you the bowl. At the end of all of that, give this a light stir again. A light stir. I don't want, again, we're not looking to bring on any color. We're just looking to drive off excess moisture to intensify those flavors. Now, we're at that stage where I want to give it a test. So we're going to grab a quick, a nice clean tasting spoon. Someone ran off with my favorite tasting spoon. That is okay. I want to check and make sure this is exactly where we want it. That's what this is for, okay? Okay, that's almost perfect. We're going to give this a couple more moments on the cooktop. Actually, we're going to go one better. We're going to turn the heat down, okay? Turn the heat actually all the way off. We're going to let residual heat from the stove, from the cast iron skillet, kind of carry it to where we want, okay? Again, give this a gentle stir every now and again. Again, take it easy. It's all the rain on it. I love you, honey. Oh, my goodness. Honey, supper's almost done. You better get your butt home with the rest of you attached to it. Food is, so now as it's coming down, the sizzle, the flavor is amazing. The coconut oil was the perfect choice for this. I said, you better be hungry. I'm going to say, you better be hungry. I'll cry. So this also works great when you're doing popcorn. This coconut oil is amazing for popcorn. Of course, then again, so is bacon drippings. So now we are at that stage where we can kind of put together a bowl. You guys can kind of see what it should look like. Now from here, we've got, well, you'll see. All righty, so I'm going to grab my favorite pasta bowl for this. And we're going to grab a fork. It's just about that time. Now, this is where we begin assembling. Set that aside. Now, from here, as we again give this a light stir, this is perfect. Don't want to take it too far, guys. Oh, I've been wanting to do a homemade pizza episode. What's going on, Blucky? Good to see you, buddy. All right. So we're now at that stage. All right. We're going to take our ramen noodles. As much as you want, as little as you want, doesn't matter. Okay. We're going to put a little bit in our bowl like such. Get off there. I'm going to eat you. Then we're going to reach over here. We're going to grab a nice, good spoon. Oh, I bet it did. I bet it did. We're going to take a nice spoonful of our red kidney beans and our mushrooms. Put that right on top, right like that. Okay? A few more mushrooms. There we go. Now, we're going to take our freshly ground black pepper, our fresh ground black pepper. And bear in mind, all the ingredients that you see used in this particular live stream, 9 items from Dollar Tree. $10 or less, a dinner for 2. Fresh ground black pepper. Hang on here. We're going to. Fresh ground black pepper right on top. Right on top. Just like that. Boom. That look amazing. Coming together nicely. I'm going to scoot y'all back so y'all can get a good look. There's plenty here if you want any. Now, we're going to take and open up our bacon bits, our imitation bacon, our real imitation bacon bits. As many as you want, as little as you want. I think I'm going to go about that much. Right on top. Right on top. Perfect. And piece de resistance. Parmesan cheese. Of course, this is not the type I prefer mine freshly grated, but for the purposes of this video or live stream, this will work just fine. Okay? Just fine. So I'm going to open it up and do like everybody else does and sprinkle on the goodness just like that. Just like that. Now, let's see what we have done. That is more or less a pasta salad. Not bad. No. Really, dude? You don't need beer for romance. Now, we got an amazing pasta dish. Let's see how we did. I'm curious. All right, Mike. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for being here. My God. That is an intense flavor. It's amazing. The pasta. Don't need beer for romance. Just need good food and a loving heart. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. The flavor is awesome. I mean, the vinaigrette really makes the ramen noodles just pop. You need to try this. It's amazing. $10. $10 dinner for 2. Not bad. The flavor is just intense. If you pretty well follow exactly what I just did, it just be amazing. I mean, the flavor is just intense. The ramen noodles are done perfect. Right at that cusp, just before they're overdone. So it's perfect. And if you're not a big fan of mushrooms or you're allergic, Um, ramen noodles for $20. Oh, come on, man. You give me that big of a budget, and I promise you it'd be better than this. But this is still dang good, okay? If you're one of those people you can't do mushrooms, perfectly fine. You can easily swap these out for say something like green olives. That would be just fine. Or black olives. California black olives would be just fine. Or you could skip it altogether and, oh my, yeah, we don't want that, Kevin. Or you could skip that altogether and add in more beans. If you're not a fan of ramen noodles, you can easily swap this out for a nice American long grain white rice. Would work just fine too. $50 budget. Oh, now y'all are giving me don't give me too big of a budget because I'll come up with something too ridiculous at that point. Mm. Oh, there's tons of cooking to come. Tons. Mm. But let me tell you all the inspiration behind tonight's live stream. There's a member of the Sunnies. Now, I won't say who it was. I spoke to them last night, and they were telling me that they had went through some adversity, and there was other members of the Sunnies. They were there, and I said, you inspired me when you told me, what the main ingredient was in your no limit budget. Don't tell Princess Faye that. Oh my goodness. She's like, oh no, don't do that to him. He'll break the bank. But they were telling me that, that ramen noodles were the main thing they kept in their pantry. And ramen noodles are great, to keep in the pantry. But they were telling me they went through some hard times. So that's what they kept in their pantry. They didn't mind eating the ramen noodles, but, good to see you, Supreme. For those that don't know, Supreme Games is actually a friend of mine from work. We work together. We have a lot of fun, and I wouldn't have him any other way. He's a great guy. A great guy. Don't always see eye to eye occasionally, but you know what? That's one of the great things about our friendship. We don't necessarily have to, we can have differences of opinion and we can debate things. And I like having a friend like that around. I love beer video. Okay. Well, I like my root beer. So again, this is a simple dish that anybody can make. Mm. Oh, thank you, Simon. I appreciate that. It does taste amazing. Um, it was wonderful, and it's not that bad for you. Really, it isn't. A simple ramen noodle dish. But yeah, it was a member of the Sunnies that she was telling me that she was going through some tough stuff and things like that. And I told her, I said, you've inspired me to do a $10 ramen noodle cooking challenge, a dinner for two. And I started telling her, I said, I won't tell you the ingredients. I said, but I hope you were able to make it into the live stream. I said, because you've inspired me. I said, because I know there's people out there kind of going through some of the same things, and you've inspired me. So tonight was an inspiration from one of the members of the Sunnies, and I can't thank them enough. They know who they are. Um, they were my inspiration for tonight's meal. And, at day's end, even I still need inspiration. And, when this person told me their story, I will say right now, I was more than impressed with the fact that they went through so much adversity and they're still, so bright, chipper, and cheerful. And they're one of those people that if you heard their story, which I know there's some members of the Sunnies in here, they give you a hope for a better tomorrow because they're still so bright and chipper after all the adversity that they went through. And I can't thank them enough. It's not me. That's what's up. You guys are awesome. But again, mm, We're definitely going to have to do this dish again. Definitely amazing. But next time we'll do it with actual homemade ingredients, but make it even better. This is amazing. Um, and I mean, you get so many different flavors. Oh yes, they are. The Sunnies are amazing. Oh my goodness. It's such a big hit of flavor all at once. It's like bam. Mm. It's just, I mean, it's intense and it's good. You get so many different contrasts that it's just almost like flavor. You get so many different flavors and different textures in there. Well, not exactly, my friend. You got to remember, there's some people that they're just that they don't have any. That you can make this on a budget. You know, and some people this is what they can afford. So it's good food on what you can afford, doesn't it? And it saves that trip through the drive-through. And if you do this for your sweetheart, I mean, come on. I don't know any woman that wouldn't appreciate, they're coming home, husband has dinner on the table, and he did it with whatever he had available. And that's exactly what we did tonight. I don't know any woman that wouldn't appreciate that. Or for that matter, it is a new age, however it works in your relationship. The funny thing about that here on the Prince Magnum channel, we do admit that it is a new age. So, definitely worth trying. So we're gonna go do something that I know I shouldn't. Henri cuss. Of course, coffee. Oh goodness! Guess who has joined us right here in the live stream? You guys are. I already know y'all. Come here, you. Look who's joined us. Right now, the chat is about to go nuts. Of course I know he would. I know your hubby. He's a good man. Yeah. Do you want some ramen noodles? Okay. You can have some. And for those that do not know, this is little Zelda. I think she's okay. Okay, you can go down. There you go, sweetie. That is little Zelda. After streaming Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, yep, the little baby. After streaming Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild the main part of it was for, believe it or not, 10 hours, and it was done to raise money for the channel. Which we did raise quite a bit of money. We got some new stuff. And we picked up a bunch of new stuff for the channel that day. There was a lot of donations that came in, and none of it was cheap. Some of the money that came in went for Project Spirit's brand new shifter cable, which that'll be in before you know it. Just after doing that stream, and it was so successful for us, and it helped us out immensely. I felt it necessary, when Princess Faye brought little Zelda home. I found it necessary to sit there and go, I can't think of a name. She said, well, after, such a successful stream, you streamed, the main part of that was over 10 hours, almost 10 hours and 15 minutes. After that long stretch, I can't think of a more fitting name. And Princess Faye named our little kitten Zelda in honor of the longest stream that I have ever done. And it was so much fun. I had a great time. So many of you was in and out, and I know Queen Bee was in the background somewhere. We had a great time. Actually, the shift cable I got from Summit Racing. They're taking forever on some of my other stuff. Wish is taking forever, but Summit Racing, 5 business days. So it'll be here about the middle of next week. And of course, when we get paid Monday, I'll be ordering off with a brand new separator plate for the transmission and the engine block, and that'll be in probably shortly after that. So the parts are starting to come in for Project Spirit. So we're not playing around. We're getting it done. Which I know Viable Solutions, if he was in here, he'd be like, yeah, quit taking forever on this stuff. So, I mean, tonight was, yeah, no, you do direct deposit. I still like my paper checks, okay? Things can happen. What would I like on my birthday? Honestly, I don't really, stuff for Spirit. If you got to get me anything, stuff for Spirit. That's all I really want. No, I'm an old man and I still like my paper paychecks. Something about it makes you feel better. I mean, beer and hookers. Uh-huh. The lovely Princess Faye is home, so she'll get to try out this dish, and I hope she enjoys it. Oh, believe me, Lucky, I'm getting up there now, I kind of wish I could slow down and enjoy my 40s a little bit more. I'm enjoying my 40s. I'm having a good time. I'm having a real good time. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm enjoying. I'm waiting for you. Food's ready. Excellent. Get up here.
Make me. Carry me up these steps.
I would love to, but I'm in the middle of a live stream. Get it.
I would not actually like.
I know you wouldn't. I'm like, really? Yeah, I mean, there's. Yeah, well, 40s, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, you got to remember there was a time that, 40 was getting up there. It's technically your middle ages. There's nothing wrong with getting old. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Red Cross t-shirt again. I have a couple of these, I think. Quite a few of them.
Kitty! I got a kitty.
Yep. Oh, Harrison's here. Good to see you, Harrison. Duh. Yeah.
Luna, look, I have your baby. Your child belongs to me now.
Oh, you were evil. Everyone's saying hi to you.
Hi. I have a baby.
You hungry?
A little bit, yeah. Kitty cat.
I got you, sweetie. Kitty, Harris is like, kitty. Yeah, it's this is the internet, and kittens. Well, cats and kittens take over the internet all the time. I'm gonna kick your ass.
I want to brag. Nikki. Look how pretty it is.
You about ready to eat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, puppies will take over the internet too.
Not as much as kitty cats, though.
Mm.
Kittens.
That's Princess Faye's push dagger that I got her. One of the items that got from Wish just came in yesterday, and this is an actual push dagger.
Since I don't have real claws, I have to have artificial ones.
So you put it right between your knuckles, right like that, and
we had an instance where one of the workers at my place was trying to walk home or walk to her girlfriend's, I think, and
yes, just ate a while ago. Go ahead.
Some guy like had came in like an hour before she clocked off, and waited for like an hour. I just said that. Waited for like an hour for her to get off, and then followed her halfway home, and cornered her and started sassing her and being all creepy and stuff. And then he asked her at one point, is somebody coming to get you? And she lied and said that her dad was coming. And then he said, you're pretty lucky. She freaked out, started crying, and rushed her way back to the store because he was blocking her way now. So, I don't want that to happen to me.
And I can only be in so many places at once.
And I'll stab a bitch. But anyways, I'm going to go change clothes.
Okay, honey. And get yourself situated. I'll get ready to come in and make your...
Daddy texted me while I was at work, which, Daddy doesn't text me very often. He wants me to play Minecraft with him. So
okay, well, we'll be done here.
I'll be playing.
I'd protect you.
Minecraft
Oh, Queen said she'd protect you.
Yes, I have protection.
So, again, just we made a heck of a ramen noodle dish tonight.
Wait, don't chew on that.
Oh, I see how it is. That's right. I know you would, Blucky. But
Why is the crate open?
I don't know.
Okay.
Right? I don't think Princess Faye will be streaming. What about mace? The mace that you usually get in your stores, not always the best. So it's better to just go ahead and get a good. We'll have to do a live stream on that. That's right. Nobody messes with my missus. That's right. So it just makes sense to we'll have to do a live stream where we kind of go over blades that you can carry on yourself, and I would hope that nobody would ever have to be in that situation, but that would be the preferable situation. But we'll go more into that at a later date. So just kind of a heads up, we'll do that again. We'll do an in your face on that, which I know Think Different always likes it when we do in your face, but we'll definitely dive into that particular subject at a later date. For right now, right, that's another option. So, all right, let's go back inside. Let's get ready to get Princess Faye's bowl together. And since Harrison missed out, he'll get a chance to see what Princess Faye is going to be enjoying.
I require sustenance.
Yes, I know. That's why we're getting this together right now. All right, I'm going to... Feed me Seymour. Who's going to get...
Don't give it away.
Who's going to get that reference? All righty.
I bet you nobody gets it.
Actually, I imagine there's going to be quite a few people.
Queen might get it.
Queen will probably get it, yeah. All righty.
Hey, why you
So,
what's wrong with you?
We've got our ramen noodles that we did earlier. Did these to perfection. Those will go into the bowl. Princess Faye's favorite bowl.
My favorite bowl. I know exactly which one that is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch those Doritos. Those Doritos are for my sandwiches.
Grab a fork for Princess Faye. Trying to think. Feed me Seymour. Come on, guys. You all know this. Y'all know this. And then we're going to take our kidney beans and...
I do not want to watch. Whatever you do not give me a lot. Do not listen to Block.
And we're going to... Your brain ain't a-thinking? Okay. Little Shop of Horrors. We're going to put on some bacon bits. And then we're going to take and grind on. I'm going to turn y'all down here so you can see what's happening.
Grind on, peeps. Grind on.
We're going to grind on some fresh ground black pepper. Just grind that on. Intense flavor. And we're going to add some Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese. You've never seen Little Shop of Horrors. I'll be dang. And then that is how it looks. $10 ramen noodle of a ramen noodle dish. Absolutely fantastic. Amazing flavor. Honey, could I get you to come over and grab your bowl? Looks amazing, doesn't it, guys? Not bad. Well, I'll walk you through it again. There you go, honey. You'll have to tell everybody if it was good.
What? What? I already know it will be.
All right. What we did was we took and made up a bunch of ramen noodles. And we threw out the flavor packs. We did not need the flavor packs for this.
I hope you didn't actually throw them away.
Yes, I did.
Damn it.
But we've got a bunch of other ones already.
Was it beef?
Yeah, it was beef.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
Then, after this was done to perfection, we got rid of we didn't use the flavor packs for this. For our seasoning to the water, we Meowdred's here. How you doing, Meowdred? Welcome back, Mike G. Then, to the cooking water, we added some pink Himalayan salt instead of the flavor packs. Then, once... Can't sleep? Okay, well, welcome back. Then, once these were done, then we added a balsamic vinaigrette. Okay? A balsamic vinaigrette. We put it on there just enough to coat up the noodles, okay? We didn't even have any excess in the bottom. You know? So, I am doing wonderful, wonderful, Meowdred. Having a wonderful dish here. Then, after we were done with that, over here in our cast iron skillet, we did a sweat to some canned red kidney beans and some jarred mushrooms, okay? So once that was done, and then for our cooking medium, for the oil that we added, we used, where did I put it? Darn it. Hang on. There it is. We used some coconut oil, okay? So we added some coconut oil and some more pink Himalayan salt to the red kidney beans and the jarred mushrooms. Once that was sweated to what I considered good, then we took the ramen noodles. We took the ramen noodles, just like such, and we added them to the bowl, right like that. Then once we were done with that, because remember, these have got the vinaigrette on them already, all soaked in, tasting wonderful. Okay, so we could even have ate it just like this. It'd been just fine. Then we came over here. I'll turn it back so you can all see what I'm doing. We came over here. We got out some red kidney beans and our mushrooms. Put some of that right on the top, right on top. Then we took and added some fresh ground black pepper, right on top. Bam, just like that. Then we sprinkled on some imitation bacon bits, some real imitation bacon bits. I keep wondering if anyone's going to catch that joke. Right on the top, right on top. Then we added some Parmesan cheese right to the top. Absolutely fantastic. And basically, we turned our ramen noodles into a cooked pasta salad. Absolutely amazing. Wonderful. Has an amazing flavor. That is wonderful. All total, including the soda that we bought, $10 for this entire meal. And there's plenty enough here to keep us going for a little while. So, that is that. Looks great, tastes great, wonderful. Every time I make anything like this, Queen Bee, no, it's $10, not 20. $10. That's actually ridiculously cheap. Considering that if you go out to eat, even now, you can spend anywhere, on a meal that would rival this, you'll spend, in some cases, twice that, depending on where you go. So to me, a home cooked meal, you're wanting noodles, huh? The ramen noodles. I'm getting right ahead of the office for a few. So, well, all the ramen noodles that we used was a grand total of $1. So I want to take a moment. You dig out the mushrooms, okay. Even if you didn't use the mushrooms, it's still a dang good dish. Hang on, I better grab my coffee. Even if you didn't use it. So, again, it was an amazing dish. Turned out wonderful. I'm going to come back and eat a ton more. I plan on stuffing myself like a Thanksgiving turkey. So that was good stuff. What do y'all think? Was that neat? Was that neat? Seeing how that all comes together? I mean, anybody could do this. Anybody could do this. And again, I'm going to tell you all the inspiration behind this. There we go. There was a member of the Sunnies. For those who do not know, I'm a member of a Facebook group. I'm a member of this Facebook group called the Sunnies. And the Sunnies, there's a particular member of the Sunnies that basically she went through some adversity and she was kind of the inspiration behind this. And she was basically telling me that she eats a lot of ramen noodles. She doesn't mind it. She enjoys the ramen noodles. But it was one of those things that, when I heard it, I'm sitting there thinking, why don't I do, because I know she's probably tired of just eating the ramen noodles. Maybe, basically she, it was one of those things that she was like, telling me this, and I'm like, hey, you've inspired me to do something. So basically, I made a dinner for two for $10 or less. Thank you, Queen. We're right back to our troll that likes to come in here, and we know our troll. They've got a fascination with me. Um, they've got a fascination with me. They've got a crush on me. We know it's a guy. We know it's a guy, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm sorry. I don't swing that way. I mean, I get it that you're lonely, and I'm married. I don't swing that way. You'll find somebody. You'll find somebody, my friend. They'll take you out, and I know how the first date's going to go. They're going to take you out on a date. They're going to buy you a foot long hot dog. You'll swallow it whole. It'll be okay. You'll find that person. You will. You'll find that person one day, but it's not me. Okay. Again, I don't swing that way. It'll be all right. Some people. But anyhow, so when I talked to this person, I told him, I said, I hope you're able to come to the live stream. I would love for you to see what I've come up with. And again, this was a dish that we did for $10 or less. And the ramen noodles, a package of five of them, which there's plenty for a little while, that was $1. The balsamic vinaigrette, salad dressing, that was $1. Everything, we bought everything from Dollar Tree, and I basically got 9 items to put into this dish, and was able to generate, um, basically to come up with an actual cooked dish that I mean, just amazing. And someone basically said earlier, it was almost like the finest trailer park food, and I knew they were joking. But the thing of it is, you got to remember, there are some people that times are tough. Times are very tough for some people out there, and this is a meal that, with times being tough, sweetheart's coming home from work, you can still get dinner on the table, okay? And with the amount that we made tonight, it would feed more than two people. It could feed up to four people. Family thinking, family planning, okay? Think outside the box. You don't have to hit the drive-through and and throw placebo food down people's throats. To feed it doesn't, you don't have to do placebo food to feed the family. You can do it yourself. And it wouldn't take that long to do exactly what we did tonight. If you didn't talk it to death like I did, I would say total cook time would probably be around 10 to 20 minutes. Okay. So that's kind of the way it is. 10, 20 minutes of your time to make a decent meal for $10 or less for your other half or for your whole family. That doesn't sound like too terribly much. It doesn't sound like it's that hard, you know. Um, so I mean, just bear that in mind. I mean, again, yeah, ramen noodles aren't the greatest for you, but they're not that bad for you either when you cook it like we did. They're not that bad. So, and of course, we've got leftover ingredients, for other cooking episodes. So it's totally fine, totally fine. And I enjoyed doing this for you guys. I enjoyed having food ready for Princess Faye when she got home. Oh, Harrison, I'm so glad when you're here. You're so much fun to have around. So much fun. You're one of the dearest friends that we have here on the Prince Magnum channel. And I'll tell y'all, I actually seen a picture of Harrison the other day. And I have to say, Harrison Ford Universe, our dear friend here in the chat right now, handsome looking young man. If he's not out breaking young ladies' hearts, he will. He will be. Handsome looking gentleman. Handsome looking gentleman. I don't think there's anyone out there like him. He's a wonderful, sweet friend to us all. And with his personality and his handsome looks, um, he's definitely a heartbreaker right there. So young ladies, you might want to be looking in the direction of young Harrison, young ladies. Handsome looking gentleman, and wonderful personality. Just Absolutely a sweet gentleman. Sweet gentleman. I don't think there's another one. I don't think I don't think the world could handle someone as sweet as him. He's just an amazing friend. And I'm grateful that he's a friend of mine, you know. Just absolutely fantastic. Love him to pieces. Not looking for love. Don't listen to him. Oh, don't you give me that. Don't you give me. See, you're already breaking their hearts. You're already breaking their hearts, Harrison. Already breaking them young ladies' hearts. Can't believe you. You do have a very wonderful personality, Harrison. Um, you know, he's one that I definitely would see easily see as Sonny's material. Uh, maybe we ought to consider it. If there's any Sonnies in the chat, we might want to consider it. I would definitely suggest it. Hang on a second. So I don't have to run back outside and I don't have to run outside and smoke. I can grab my vapor and use that instead. Because Queen Bee doesn't like it when I smoke. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. She's worried about my health. You know, and again, that's another. Yeah, I'm not sure who was the woman was in the picture. I know it was one of his relatives, and I'm like, that's Harrison, man. He's a just amazing looking young man, and it was court that I got to see it, and just handsome looking gentleman, and of course the lady that he was with was a very lovely looking lady as well. I think it was in Princess Faye's Discord where I got to see it, and it was basically selfies or pictures of yourselves, and got to see a few of you. And I have to say, I've got a pretty interesting looking group of supporters. Y'all are some good looking people. Good looking people. Got to see a picture of Queen Bee, and beautiful smile, beautiful smile. Oh, gorgeous smile. TFZ Gaming. You woman got a beautiful smile. I'll tell you that right now. Take good care of that woman. She's a definite blessing to all of us here on the channel. Miss Queen Bee, that is. And of course, we have Meowdred with her husband, Minion. Absolutely a lovely couple. If you guys have not checked them out, definitely some wonderful people. I've watched some of their live streams, and just wonderful people, great personalities. They're another couple that I easily could see Princess Faye and I hanging out with easily. Just like Queen Bee and TFC Gaming, I could see Meowdred and Minion and I hanging out together, with Princess Faye and, the four of us hanging out. Like that whole double date thing, I could see us hanging out. Just wonderful people. So if you've never checked out their live streams, just amazing personalities. You guys would be missing out if you didn't check them out. Of course, we got Blucklight, Fox Art, and Cartoon. I've seen some of his work. Very creative person, very creative personality. I love Blucky when he's here. That's his nickname from me. We call him Blucky for funsies. And Blucky's a wonderful personality. Always enjoy him. Well, no, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are amazing. And of course, Mike G is in with us, and I had a wonderful Discord phone conversation with Mike G yesterday. He was an inspiration. Absolutely. You're welcome, Blucky. And Mike G, I'll tell you right now, he told me some of his story and inspired me. Inspired me. Oh, you're welcome, Blucky. Inspired me to. It was a kick in the pants, and to remind me to keep doing what I'm doing. What's going on, TFZ Gaming? Welcome to the live stream. You missed all the great cooking. We're just kind of chilling out now, Wang Chung, sort of thing. Hanging out with our Wang out, if you will, however you want to say it. And we're just having a good time. There's another one right here. TFC Gaming, fantastic friend to the Prince Magnum channel, working on an amazing iRock Z. Gorgeous looking ride. I cannot wait till he's finished with this thing. I'm just dying to see what he's going to do. Um, and he says he's going to do a video on everything that he did, and I cannot wait. I am chomping at the bit. Was napping and eating dinner. I hope not at the same time. I hope not at the same time. That's a good way to choke. Don't do that. Be very careful. So it was we've got some wonderful people, and I know Simon was in here, a member of the Sunnies. Simon's an amazing, amazing friend, and I've listened to some of his story, and just a wonderful person. Midnight Cool, I've seen Midnight Cool in several other Sunnies chats, and amazing friend to the Prince Magnum channel. Midnight Cool is an amazing person. I don't think I've ever heard a crossword come out of Midnight Cool. Miss Kelly, Coffee Queen, absolutely another amazing friend. She was actually part of the big expansion last year for the Prince Magnum channel. I am doing fantastic. Was able to put together a wonderful dish for Princess Faye tonight for when she came home from work. And of course, y'all know I love to spoil the missus. And so to be able to spoil her again when she came home, have dinner waiting for her, that always makes me feel like I'm doing a good, Kevin, you off for the night? Okay, buddy. Much love to you. For those that don't know, Kevin Myers runs an amazing YouTube channel. A lot of short videos, a lot of amazing stuff that he does, but it's a lot of scenery sort of stuff, and it's really neat what he does. For those of you who enjoy ASMR, absolutely fantastic. If you enjoy the ASMR stuff, Kevin Myers really has that nailed down in an amazing way. I would definitely suggest it for those of you who enjoy ASMR. Big shout out to Kevin Myers. And recently, Kevin actually watched one of my all-time favorite videos from my channel and said some inspiring words to me. And it was amazing. Kevin, thank you for those kind words that you gave me. Again, a lot of you tend to inspire me more than you think. And I know somewhere in the background, the chairman is probably lurking. The chairman, if you've never checked out his channel, he also does some short videos where he's on camera and he says some very inspiring things. Oh, I appreciate you, Kevin. Says some very inspiring things. The chairman is an amazing friend to the Prince Magnum channel, and we've helped him get a few more supporters. So if he pokes his head in long enough, we'll definitely make sure he drops the link to his channel in the chat. I know usually he's kind of lurking in the background. He doesn't say a whole lot these days, but he is definitely a dear friend to us all. Supreme Games was in here earlier. He's also got another channel called Supreme Anime. And if you've never checked him out, he's actually a coworker of mine, a dear friend. And, absolutely fantastic. He may come in and kind of rub people sometimes the wrong way, but believe it or not, that's just him joking. He's very out there. But if you ever had the chance to talk to him personally, he's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There you go, Kevin. Thank you. He's a lot of fun to work with, and I wouldn't have it any other way. As a matter of fact, him and I oftentimes talk old school wrestling back in the old days of the WWF and WCW. We actually talk about that stuff from the old days, way back when, 1980s and 90s. Good stuff, good stuff. Even the Monday Night Wars. I always tease him and say, yeah, I'll tell you a great idea. WCW's tag team known as the Ding Dongs. That was a Jim Herd idea. You take care tonight, Kevin. Give that nephew of yours a big hug for me. Again, we've got some amazing people in here, and I started to talk about Miss Kelly. Miss Kelly, I'll tell you, she when I first started going into her live streams, I don't even remember where I bumped into her in somebody else's live stream, but I went to her channel, and when she went live, and I just seen the wonderful personality that she put off and what she was saying, and it was just so amazing. And then I seen the people coming in, and I met so many members of the Sunnies, through Miss Kelly, and now, of course, now I'm a member of the Sunnies, and along with Princess Faye, we're both members. of the Sunnies. And Mike G, I'm going to tell you right now, you inspired me with your conversation last night. I was blown away. I was blown away. And I can't thank you enough for taking the time out, because I know when you called, it was extremely late for you. It was getting late for me, but it was a wonderful, wonderful phone conversation. And I look forward to our next one. I definitely look forward to it. It won't be tonight because, I got to rest up. I got to be at work for a couple hours tomorrow morning, bright and early. Um, but it's just one of those things. Mike G is an amazing friend. And I enjoyed our conversation. It was amazing. And yeah, 3 a.m., dude. Yeah, you better rest. You better get some rest. But we have so many wonderful people, and I know I'm not going to get everybody. I know our boy Think Different is in the background, and him and I actually, he lives in my neck of the woods. Doesn't run a YouTube channel, but evidently he's picked up a lot of supporters because of the Prince Magnum channel, ironically enough. So maybe he might have to start doing a YouTube channel. I know, he definitely appreciates sober talk, but then again, a lot of people appreciate sober talk. Sober talk is the one that I enjoy quite possibly the most. But Think Different. I make sure that we go live for Sober Talk without fail right at 7 o'clock. I try to make sure that we're live for him because that's something he has expressed that he enjoys the most. And I know he's not in here tonight, but Gamer Ian BRFC, amazing friend. That's how I met Mike G, is through Ian. Wonderful people that we have just come through the Prince Magnum channel regularly. And I'm grateful for so many of you. You guys, tonight was an inspired, live stream. And all it takes is sometimes just listening, for those of you who've got YouTube channels, for those of you who've got YouTube channels, listen to the people listen to your supporters. A lot of times listening to your supporters I think it's very key. And of course, I know Princess Faye, hang on a second. Honey, how's supper?
I ate all of it except for the beans and bowl.
Oh, okay. You hadn't gotten that. Did you try them?
Huh?
Did you give them a try?
Yeah, I tried the beans. I ate most of the beans too.
Okay, so everything was good. So Princess Faye says it was good. She said it was good. Every bit of it. So I think she's probably getting full, because if she didn't eat the beans, she's getting full. She's not a big fan of red kidney beans. So when I told her, I said, just trust me, I'll make them taste good. She said, okay. She said, I trust you. You're a good cook. You're good at what you do. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you a funny story since this is surviving romance. One day I was sitting down in the living room getting ready to watch a movie. And Princess Faye comes in and she says, wait a minute, you're the one that does all this amazing cooking. What the hell are you doing in here? Get your ass in the kitchen, bitch. My own wife said this to me.
I was joking.
I know you were joking, but it was still funny. It was funny. You should have seen. I was like, what the hell? I mean, well, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's hilarious. Queen, there's Queen. What do you expect, But we have that kind of relationship. We have that kind of marriage where we can joke like that with each other. We could joke like that with each other. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can find it. If I can't find it, we can't do it. Hang on a second here. I'm looking for something specific. I know normally we don't do it unless certain people are here, but we've got all the right people here tonight, regardless, if I can find it. Well, darn it. Oh, it's over there. Hang on a second. Hang on a second here. It's been a little while since we've done this joke. Tonight's a good night for it. Okay. The Prince Magnum channel is proud to admit that we are primarily a DIY channel. To get some of the amazing shots that go out over the hood of Project Spirit and Project Lena, we have these amazing, digital cameras. These digital dash cameras. These cameras are so great. I mean, they're 1080 pixel. Do amazing job at capturing footage. But to get, so they get the shots that go out over the hoods of Project Spirit and Project Lena. Now, that being said, we use these cameras for everything now. And unfortunately, because they're dash cams, there's no camera stands or camera mounts for them. You just mount them to the dash, where you mount them to your windshield and they go out over the dash, through the windshield and over the hood. So I got the idea, maybe I should go ahead and make my own camera stand for these cameras. And then I can use, use these, set them up anywhere. So what I got the idea to do is I went out and cut in behind Prince Magnum Channel HQ. There's like this patch of trees that normally the city comes through and cuts down these little trees to keep the snakes down because we got kids in the neighborhood. But because of the pandemic, they haven't been back there. So I cut down one of these little trees and basically cut out a block of wood from one of these, from the tree I cut down, and decided to turn it into a camera stand. And this is the actual camera stand. Okay. So basically the camera will act, I basically, shaved off this bottom right here. So it sits flat perfectly. Okay. And then what I did is I carved out this section right here. So the camera sits perfectly right like that. Then over here, I had to carve out this little knock where the camera lens will actually sit, because this is where the camera lens will sit. So I carved out this little knock and it sits right like that. And in order to carve out this little knock, what I had to do was I had to take this file right here, this half moon shaped file. How did I get away with that? I just did it. Nobody says anything. So I took this half moon shaped file right here and I laid it down on top of the block of wood, and I worked it back and forth until it was carved perfectly for the camera lens. So everyone knows this joke. So because I took this file right here and used it on this block of wood, that must mean I am good at filing and should try my hand at being a secretary. There it is, the file joke. Yep, filing joke. Yeah, Sean, that was Sean's favorite joke. I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, there it is. I wait to see if Deandre's still in here if she caught that joke. All right. Oh, I'm waiting to see if Meowdred says anything to the filing joke. Should try my hand at being a secretary, I think. I'm good at filing. Oh, classic joke here on the channel. One of my favorites. There it is. She caught it, and I was waiting to see. Poor Meowdra was probably laughing so dang hard she couldn't even type that little bit. The classic jokes here on the channel. Oh man, we have so much fun. But we are getting ready to wind it down for the night. I got to go get some rest. I gotta shave bad. Now, we're getting close to the end of the week. Tomorrow, after I get home from work, probably gonna chill out a little bit, which I'm only gonna be at work for a couple of hours. Technically, I'm not supposed to work tomorrow, but it's only a couple of hours where I'm just doing some odds and ends. So I'm basically gonna be, kind of touching up some stuff that I just couldn't get to earlier in the week. So as soon as I get that done, I'll be home. And then once I'll relax a little bit, and then we're going to see about either A, getting onto the bike project, or we're going to get back out there and see about doing something to either Project Spirit or Project Lean. I'm not 100% sure. So we're gonna live stream a little bit tomorrow early. I will keep you all posted. There it is, Blacky's losing it. So we're definitely going to go live for a little while tomorrow. And then later on in the evening, I have this. We're probably going to do kind of just a chill stream, hang out, Wang Chung, maybe even turn it into a grow stream where maybe you guys can kind of grow each other's channels a little bit, kind of network sort of thing. And then from there, a little bit later on in the, I'm not 100% sure on that. We might do something like that. If you guys want me to do something like that, just leave me, shoot me something in Discord, shoot me a text, whatever. Kind of keep me, if you want to see maybe like a grow stream, maybe we can help grow you guys' channels a little bit. We might look at doing that for a little while tomorrow. Along with that, I talked to Princess Faye, and she should be getting out of work at a reasonable time. So tomorrow, Sexy Saturday is on definitely for tomorrow. Don't ask me exactly when, but the moment she gets here, we're gonna have me. No, Sexy Saturday is definitely on tomorrow. We're gonna definitely do Sexy Saturday. We're gonna go live. We're gonna have some fun. And for those that do not know, I know Meandred's in here. I know you and Minion did the head shaving thing. Well, Sexy Saturday is where Princess Faye slathers my face in drag makeup. And I'm not sure exactly what tomorrow's theme is going to be. We've talked about some different ideas. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure yet. I know there's been a couple ideas thrown out. One of the ideas was to have me done up like Harley Quinn. Another idea was to do a different version of Boy George. And I know at some point we're gonna do me up like David Bowie from his Ziggy Stardust days. I know that is definitely on the table as well. I don't think we're going to do that all tomorrow, but we're going to do something tomorrow. And of course, once the makeup is on, I will act the part. So you all will get to see a Prince Dragnum stream. Cinnamon will be in the chat. Cinnamon will be live tomorrow, if you will. That's for those that don't know. Yeah, I know a lot of you. Well, I appreciate that, Blucky. I appreciate that. You're an amazing friend. I'm so glad that you're here tonight. No, definitely there is talk of me being done up as Harley Quinn. And I know there's a couple different versions of Harley Quinn. There's the animated series version, and of course, there's also the Suicide Squad version, which we came pretty close in one live stream to Harley Quinn's Suicide Squad look. So that's both of those are definitely on the table as well. I don't. Again, Princess Faye and I'll probably talk a little bit about tomorrow's live stream once I shut down tonight. So that's definitely on the table. And of course, whenever I get done up, in the drag makeup, and we just have so much fun. And it's my biggest one that gains the most attention. It definitely gets the most attention. I remember when A&R would come in here. Oh, your favorite's the animated series one? Okay. I'll tell y'all a funny story. There was a guy who came in here regularly, goes by A&R. And I haven't seen him in a while, but he came in one time. I think it was either A&R or the Amazing LSB. It was one of the two, actually. I can't remember which one. And we were put it down to a vote. We might have to do that. We're going to let Princess Faye decide for tomorrow But then we'll, when we definitely know Sexy Saturday or Freaky Friday or Sensual Sunday, see how that works? um, when we look at doing that, oh, thank you, Blucky. Appreciate that. Amazing friend you are. We'll definitely leave that up to votes. Real quick, again, it is still up on the community tab for your guys' votes. I've kind of left it up there, let y'all continue to vote. And ironically enough, I cannot believe how close the running is for your favorite project card, Project Spirit or Project Lena. Or if you're one of those ones that you just can't decide, that is also an option too. So Project Spirit is still in the lead. So I've left that up, kind of so, everyone can kind of, so, if you want to continue to vote or comment on it, you're more than welcome to. So tomorrow we're going to probably live stream a total of 3 times tomorrow. And Sunday we're probably going to go live and just do a big long live streams throughout Sunday. And then Monday I'll probably be taking the day off either Monday or Tuesday. I've got to find out if it is. I know Ian usually does his Fortnite Tuesdays. Basically his he does a big long live stream on Tuesday, but I know he's having computer issues right now, so I don't know. But I don't want to cut into that. So I'm definitely going to see, if he's going to be live streaming Tuesday or not, and that'll kind of decide if I'm going to be going live or not. Because he's running a big stream, and of course, I want to help support, as many of you as I possibly can. Because so many of you are wonderful, wonderful friends to the Prince Magnum channel. So that is where we stand right now. He should be okay. Good deal. Good deal. If he's going to be live streaming, we will be live. If Ian is live streaming Tuesday, I will be live streaming Monday, and I'll take the day off Tuesday. Oh, my wife is amazing with or without makeup. And real quick, I'm going to say it since this is surviving romance. I'm going to say it right now. Many of you ladies right now that are in the chat, you are beautiful in your own special way. I have, all of you are very beautiful ladies, but none of you are as beautiful as my lovely wife.
As being somebody in kind of the public eye now, you really shouldn't lie to people.
You don't even dare. You honor cuz. Yo, you're right behind the Harley Quinn idea. Mike G says you should do me up as Harley Quinn. You dare. I know what you're thinking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I will say it again, that I married the most beautiful woman in the world.
There you go again. Lying.
I did not lie.
You should not lie to people.
I don't lie.
Love you, baby.
Go. Love you too, baby. I will say it again. I still chase after her like I never caught her. Still chase after her. I love her to pieces, and I couldn't imagine life without her. I love my wife. So hands down, bar none. You ladies are beautiful, but I married the most beautiful woman in the world. And oh man. All righty. So again, it's up to Princess Faye what we'll be doing tomorrow, but we will eventually get into. We'll definitely put it out there, but I've got a ton of ideas, and we'll put it out there and let you guys have some fun with it. I saw. Yeah, that's her leopard print blanket. I bought her that a long time ago. I think that's one of them I bought her. Zelda's roaming around here somewhere. I think she's hiding right now. Cats like to hide, and she's hiding at the moment. But yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'll say it again. I love my wife. I couldn't imagine life without her. And I still chase after her like I never caught her. Telling you. Shoot. Uh, I love taking Princess Faye out in Project Spirit, go out on a date, and do all that sweet stuff that you don't hear. Basically, you'd swear it only exists in movies, but shoot, that's just the way it is. That's how I am. All right, so that is the game plan for the rest of the week. Most likely, that's what's up. Oh my goodness. All righty. So that does bring us to a good stopping point. A good stopping point. I appreciate y'all being here with me. You guys got to see an amazing meal made, and that's what's up. Oh my goodness. All righty. You guys are amazing. We made a wonderful, fantastic supper tonight, and did the whole dinner for two, and it was wonderful. You guys are awesome. We had a good time tonight, didn't we? And we even got to see little Zelda early in the stream. She just didn't want to be on camera today, but she still got on camera long enough for y'all to enjoy her. We might have to stream her sometime. Just let it be, little Zelda. Will do, will do. I'll stay safe. You do the same, Mike G. So that brings us to the point where I get to say to all of you, thank you for being here for me. Thank you for being an inspiration to me. And all that being said, get out there and work on a project. I don't care what it is. Just do something with yourself. Remember, idle hands and a creative mind go together like oil and water. If you have a sweetheart, sweep them off their feet and do something special for them today. And as always, for every last one of you out there, if no one out there has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.